Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video we are going to be taking a first-hand look at the Gsor 1008. This is a Tier 8 British premium tank destroyer, a vehicle that Wargaming is currently selling in crates, and don't buy the crates. It's that simple. I'm not even going to get into them, they're not worth the price. With that aside, I'm going to be doing a full down review letting you know the good, the bad, and the ugly about this tank, and if it's decent at all. So let's start off with its statistics. And I gotta say, when reading its stats, it seems to me like a T-77 turned into a tank destroyer. It's actually pretty weird. So the alpha on the standard shells is nice, it's 350, and it has a 2-shot gun. So in a matter of 2.5 seconds, you can deal 700 damage. That's not bad. I mean, that's the same as an ISU, and I mean, you've got decent accuracy at .335, you've got okay aiming time at 3.3 seconds, your on movement isn't necessarily good, but it's not bad either. So I would say that if you're shooting this tank with its standard ammo, you're fine. But it's really when you get to the Hesh that this vehicle becomes really nasty. 187 millimeters of penetration, and it deals 440 damage a shot. That means in 2.5 seconds you can deal 880. Now I do want to point out that while on paper 187 seems pretty good, in reality it's not that good. I mean, an IS down at Tier 7 has 175, and that has shell normalization. This doesn't. So I would say realistically that you got about the same pen as a Tier 7 heavy tank. It's not great if you're using the Hesh, but if you get the sides of opponents, or, oh man, any weak spots, that is going to be an insane way to tear them apart. When it comes to gun depression, 8 degrees, not bad at all. And when it comes to mobility, it's actually weird. On paper, you might think, wow, this thing is crazy fast, 49, until you realize that its power to weight is only 14.8. I've played one battle in this tank just to test how it drives and feels, and yeah, it really isn't the fastest. It's pretty slow on its overall acceleration. It averages around 30-ish kilometers per hour, so don't be fooled by the big number, it's not incredibly fast, although the 17 in reverse is pretty good. Now when we take a look at the armor profile, it's a bit of mixed bags, because there is no armor. Like, it has a couple auto ricochet points, like you can see the upper plate is a little red at certain spots, and if you're using its full 8 degrees, it still has no armor. I mean, its armor is so weak that if you're actually shooting at the turret with like an ISU or a Borsig, you can pen it with HE easily. It's only got 50 millimeters of turret armor. Everything is incredibly weak, so if you are in a tank, even an IS series vehicle, shoot at the front of the turret with HE, you'll pen it 90% of the time. The side of the turret's only 38 millimeters, and the rear is only 25, same for the back of the hull. Sides of this tank are also very weak and only 30 millimeters thick, and the lower plate is 56. I mean, the tank literally has no armor. Even the upper plate is quite weak, if I do say so myself. So what I will say about the Gsor is that you have to be very careful when driving this tank, because everybody is going to try to take advantage of you. The way I kind of think of this vehicle is like a slower charioteer that sacrifices a bit of its mobility to deal a large chunk of damage in an autoloader style. I do believe that the T-77 is going to be a better tank, down to the fact that it is a heavy, but we're going to have to see how this tank plays. I do want to try it out just a little bit more to get my firm opinion on it. Here we are in our first battle. I gotta be real, long time waiting in queue. I mean, it is 3 in the morning, as I did wait for the tank to come out, but now that the queue is finally over, we can test out this vehicle. I'm gonna go towards heavy side. I don't know why. I for some reason keep thinking of this thing as like a heavy tank, even though it really isn't one. It's just really large, which is kind of weird. Now you'll notice that its mobility is not amazing. Like, as I said, 49 kilometers per hour top speed. We're going 35, 36, 37, 38. It takes a really long time to accelerate, and I do think that's a pretty big balancing factor on the vehicle, so keep that in mind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to poke this. I'm going to be a little aggressive. Let's see if anybody tries to say hello, and I think the answer to that is no, weirdly enough. I know I'm playing this thing really aggressive, and I wouldn't suggest to play a tank like this aggressive, but the reason I'm doing this is I just want to test out the gun, try and get some shells out early in the game if I can. So we got like the Yo off to the side, who we can aim in one shell on. There you go, 438. Let's go for one more. Boom, 490, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 928 damage in 2.5 seconds. I mean, that's really all there is to show. That is the gun of the Gsor. So we're going to reload again, and maybe we can get some shells into the enemy Gsor. Boop, there's one gun, tap, and, well, I was hoping we could pen him again. We actually got a pretty lucky bounce in the upper plate. As I did say, the upper plate is an auto ricochet to certain angles, so do keep that in mind, but we got really lucky. I mean, the turret's literally 40 millimeters thick. That was just kind of a skill issue moment. We're going to push forwards a bit. I know that ISU sitting back there, and I'm a little worried about him tapping me, but at the same time, I really, really want to shoot it like this Tiger P if I can, so let's just push this up a little bit. You know what, honestly, I was going to say I can just shoot an HE at him. Let's try again. There we go. Nice. HE finishes off the Tiger P, and we can start reloading. Now, one thing I should also point out is you don't have a lot of HP with this vehicle. I'm sitting at 1219, and that's even with the hit point boost. So don't run this tank stupid aggressive, or you will fall apart fairly quickly. Unfortunately, we did not pen that hash, but we were able to pen that one, but we also got penned back with a hash, and just with that, we're down to 300 health. I mean, that is how incredibly quick your health can just drain away in this vehicle. Please keep that in mind. This is not a frontline tank. This isn't a vehicle that you should try to be abusing in the battlefield because you are going to be the one getting abused, let's be real. So they do have the Gsor, and their Gsor is playing quite aggressive if I'm going to be real. We got the Tiger 2, which we unfortunately did not pen, and we also got the Smasher off to the side. Let's fire a Hesh into the, 498 tap as well. That's a pretty big slapperoonie there. Let's back up. We got the M30 shooting at the Tiger, and I don't want to get shot by that ISU, but our Tiger 2 sure does. There you go. Tiger 2 just got cleared out of existence. Let's see if we can get maybe a tap into this Tiger 2 right here, though. And hello. Boop. Oh, we didn't pen that one, but that's all good because we can reload. And there you go. Nice penetration onto the upper plate. That Smasher was aiming at me just at the last second there, so obviously I want to be a little bit careful. And it looks like the Gsor got a shot into our Yo. So I think that this here is just about the perfect position to wait in. Let's see if I can get a slapperoonie into this ISU. Or not. We're going to miss him. That is a good example to showcase this tank is not going to be amazing at snapping shells. It definitely has downsides. Overall, I think that it's pretty well balanced. Like, the gun is great. It's amazing. But it also has its downsides where you don't have a lot of HP. You have no armor. So I'm actually really liking the duality of this vehicle. It's like a double-edged sword. If you play it like a madman like I did to test just how frontline you could use it, then yeah, you're probably going to get absolutely badonkered. But at the same time, oh my god, you're shooting heat. Okay, well, you know what? It's fine. He still got the kill, so I'm not going to complain, but he's shooting heat at a tank with 40 millimeters of armor. Either way, pretty good game. Nothing crazy. We did like, what, 26-ish hundred damage? Too bad our shell didn't actually hit that ISU. Oh, no, we did 2,900. Okay, guess I did a bit more than I thought there. So that's a second class, 2,900 damage, and we literally frontlined aggressive in a tank with 40 millimeters of armor. I can definitely tell you already that this is going to be a very scary tank. Make sure that if you're up against one of these, you don't just put yourself in the open, because you will definitely regret it, like, big time. Alright, here we go for our second battle. What do we have up against us? A 53 TP, VK100, and a Judo. Okay, I'm actually going to help out on heavy side. You might think, well, it's fast, it's got some gun depression, why not help on a medium side? The reason I actually think this thing would be a little bit better at dealing with heavies is because heavies are obviously slow, and with a gun like this, you can see its accuracy on the move is atrocious, like literally atrocious. So I feel like this tank might be a bit more suited to dealing with the heavies when they expose their side armor and just absolutely smacking them. Now, unfortunately, our T25AT disagrees with me and wants to stop me from pushing over here, but I'm still going to get here. Hello? Anybody here? Oh, there's a VK100. There's one shell into his lower plate. He missed us, and that means we can get one more. Just look at that. 854 damage right there. And now in 10 more seconds, we just reload. Man, that just feels insane. I mean, we're basically dealing the same damage as like an HE shell from a 150 millimeter with our gun. I mean, that is pretty stupid when you think about it. There's one HE into the Borsig and two. Unfortunately, it did not pen, but you know what? It didn't really matter. The dude didn't repair the fire, so we're going to get over 530 damage on that fire. Not going to complain at all. All right, let's push off to the side of this VK100. Maybe we can get a penetration into him once or maybe even twice. I would guess, oh, well, doesn't really matter if we pen him twice now, does it? So let's go for one, and let's go for two. Wow, this tank feels amazing, I have to say. This is just amazing. It really just has the ability to not care about anything and just slap away HP. So the player I want to go for at this point is the Judo. I mean, this guy is alone. It's a tier 7 heavy. This is where I feel like the capabilities of this tank's Hesh are going to show, and that's a 402 tap. And Oh my god, that is insane! A 550 max roll. We just literally ruined that guy's game. Ooh, I gotta say, this tank is something else, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. Alright, let's get a Hesh into the side of him, and then let's fire a standard shell into the ISU. Did get tapped, but you know what? I think we're gonna hit him back a lot harder. 3,600 damage dealt, plus the fire, that's an extra 300, so 4,000 damage, maybe even a mastery for this. Come on, give me mastery. Show me the money. Show me the money. Come on, Wargaming. Yes, there you go. Yeah, this tank is pretty busted. I wouldn't say that like it's busted in a sense that it's overpowered. I would say that if you're a really good player, this is a tank that will definitely suit your play style, especially with the alpha capabilities. But the problem is that it's down at tier 8. So I'll probably play this tank, I don't know, 10, 20 times, and I won't ever touch it again. But man, this gun is insane. Oof. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As I said, I would not suggest to buy the crates, but if you're going to ignore my advice and buy the tank anyway, hopefully this review helps you out. If you want to fight this tank, just make sure that you're not poking it when it does have shells, because you're going to regret it. Like, even if you kill it, you're still going to lose a lot of health, and it's got pretty good DPM. I would say with Hesh, you got around 2,800-ish DPM, so overall, tank seems pretty fire to me. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.